Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Shred's Takes. I'm your host, Michael Shredder. This is episode 2 of season 3, and I'm here with Bentley cross country runner Soham Basu, actually a neighbor of mine. So, Soham, thank you for being on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I just getting right into it. Obviously you run cross country for Bentley. You started running your sophomore year. Talk about how that transition kind of happened for you. Um, Coming from Ridgewood, obviously a very good track and country and cross country program, and then transitioning sophomore year into running at a big time Division II school such as Bentley.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, just like what you said, Ridgewood was definitely really competitive. As you know, um it's every year we're like one of the top teams in the state and stuff, and it's like just living up to that expectation was a lot in high school. And that transitioned very well, I've seen, to my discipline in college. And I think not running my freshman year, I always had a really competitive spirit and stuff, and I missed running. So I tried getting on the team my freshman year. It was I reached out to the coach and stuff. I kept in touch with him throughout the year. There was um, and then eventually I was able to join my sophomore year, and um, right from there, I quickly, I think I was able to make an impact on the team, and I've really enjoyed running with my team. I have great teammates. We have a great coach, and Bentley's a great school academically, which is the main thing. And I've really enjoyed my experience there overall as a student, and the athletics just makes it even better.
Speaking a little bit more about your impact, just obviously to rattle up some stuff that you've done, you were a USTF CCA All Academic, athlete this past year, as well as finishing, first in the Brandeis Reggie Poyo Invitational in the 5,000 meter race, as well as just finishing eighth in the New England 10 championships. Just talk about again like your work ethic, because again you came as a sophomore, which it's very hard to have that level of success when you haven't had a year under your belt. So talk a little bit about that too, just like where that work ethic and drive came from when you got there.
Definitely. You know, we had a great captains on our team. I think my freshman year, or my sophomore year, my first year on the team, and it was just being part of that. Um, it's like once you see like you're in that NCAA, like you see those kind of banners and stuff at meets. It's a big deal. When you're in high school, you don't have all that stuff, but I always took that part seriously, and I always thought like I become actually like a big fan of running. I always watch like the Olympic races and world championship races and stuff, and I've always loved sports, but ever since I've been on a college team, I've always I started to follow a lot of running, and just talking to my teammates, putting in that time and practice and stuff every day. I started to understand my workouts and stuff better. I think the biggest reason of why I've had the success so far was, especially last season, which unfortunately got cut off due to the virus. But our coach always said that you got to put in miles. You got to put in miles. It sounds pretty simple, but then I was like, what's gonna happen if I just run like extra 20 or so miles these few weeks? So I started putting in like some 70-mile weeks, and right after that, I saw the results. So I think a lot of people, and you can take that into any sport, if you really put in, you might be thinking you're putting in all the hard work and stuff, especially as a college student with academics and stuff. But when you go that extra mile, with extra mile in running or in any sport, it really pays off.
I agree with that totally. And also, I think just one thing I want to touch upon is the fact that you were an all academic. Talk a little bit about like what that means to you, because obviously I know that you're majoring in finance, but you do have a little bit of minors in computer science and marketing. Talk a little bit about like how important that is for you too. You talked a little bit about it, but just like talk a little bit more about the academic field as well as just being an athletic Division II athlete.
Definitely, being part of the all academic team, that was such an honor for me. because I've always put academics first, and it's that award. I think I had to place in a certain. Um, I think I came top 30% in our region in running, and you had the standard for academics. So that's really, as a student athlete, that shows all your hard work is paying off right there. It's just that's what the award meant to me. It meant so much to me, and my family and my teammates and stuff were really proud of me, and that meant a lot to me. So with running, even at Bentley, we're all, our team, our track team, our cross country team, we're always one of the top GPAs and stuff at Bentley and in our conference. So that's another huge expectation that we have to live up to and maintain. So just like in the classroom and on the track, it's the same mentality and work ethic.
Talk a little bit also, because you compete in the NE10, which I got recruited by some schools within there just before I went to Amherst College. It's a really top Division II conference. Like in any sport,
Yep.
everyone knows the NE10.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about like when you just transitioning from Ridgewood, obviously where it's very competitive at Ridgewood, but talk about how like that jump, was there a huge jump between Ridgewood and playing in the NE10 for you?
Yeah. So definitely like northern New Jersey is very competitive for everything. I know Ridgewood is always a contender in every sport, just like with track and running. And then in the NE10, I didn't know much about the NE10 until I joined the team. But just like as you said, it's super competitive. I mean, one of the we compete against one of the teams, AIC and American International, and one of their runners won the entire Division II cross country championship. So right there, it was he's in like all of our meets. He's a big time runner. He can definitely easily be one of the top Division I runners. So it's that's a huge standard to live up to. But I love the competition. So just seeing guys like that running with them and stuff, it makes me want to work harder. And we have some great schools in terms of track. I know Stonehill is a really good team. Southern Connecticut is a very good team as well, and every team is very good and stuff. Especially for Division II, it's a really competitive atmosphere, and I can say just from running in the NE10 championship last year, that was one of the coolest things to compete against like all those schools. It was everybody is super competitive, and I just love it.
If you like that clip, like and subscribe to hear more from Shred Takes podcast show, and be in touch for more stuff coming up weekly.